Hey everybody, turns out there's a few avid gardeners that are watching our little YouTube videos, and so I figured it'd be kind of fun to show you what our garden looks like, especially because we're going to start doing a little bit of work today with my mom and my sister, so you can see some before and afters. Hopefully it looks a little bit different. Our little driveway into our little house. We have this lovely hedge that just needs a bit of trimming because although it's great for privacy, just looks ever so slightly wild. We have a ton of roses and all sorts of pink flowers around the house. Above here, we're planning on putting some trellis up there because although we know and we like our neighbors, neither of us want to see into each other's houses because they get a direct view into our bedroom right there. Delightful. At some point, I'm going to paint this lamppost probably black just because I think that's a little bit more traditional and it's kind of a cute feature, so it just needs a clean and a paint so it stands out and makes more of a statement, you know. And I think I'm going to do a matching mailbox with some gold numbers on it as well. These two camellia bushes in front of our house are one of many camellia bushes. We reckon that one of the previous owners must have had a real thing for pink because literally all of the plants and bushes and flowers in here are all pink themed. So yeah, another little camellia, another giant camellia, all these little baby roses and roses all along the front. The garden needs a bit of a weed and feed. Next to our little hedge, we have this cute little chair swing. It just needs to fix up a little bit of the trellis just to the top, but other than that, it's super comfy and adorable, and you get a cute view of the house, and the sun's behind you, which is really nice. Most of the garden I'm actually fine with. Like the camellias need some pruning, but it's in all right condition. I think if anything, the garden was the best conditioned thing in the house. We need to trim this little guy. Because if you recognize, there's an entire dining room window behind there. So this whole camellia needs a giant prune, and then this is the playhouse that we need to get rid of, hiding in here. There he is, so I'll show you in here. Oh. It would have been a pretty neat place for a kid. It's pretty decked out. I mean, it has a full-on TV in there. Not hooked up to our house, but yeah, smoke alarm and everything, dartboard. Right behind here is our dining room window that's completely blocked off by this house. It is gonna get reused because so far we're planning on giving it to my brother and sister-in-law because they have two little boys, and it will solve our problem of getting rid of this giant house. So suddenly we'll have another window again. Woohoo! Now to the back of the house. This one's less interesting because it's less floral, but it's still a great space. Here's our backyard. Woohoo! The previous owners used to have a little trampoline here because they had a couple of kids, which is cute. Dad were planning on using it for a trampoline, although we've tossed up the idea of getting some chickens and putting the coop there. We have some just sad looking veggie patches, but the potential is totally there. We also have some leftover timber, compost piles, etc. So that's going to be useful eventually too. It's nice because all this trellis covers up all the grotty stuff, and then here's our little entertainment space. Some of this makes no sense, and then some of it makes a lot of sense. So something that makes no sense is you have your beautiful garden path, which is then instantly blocked by a gate. So you can't actually bring your garbage bins out at night unless you go straight onto the grass. So we've moved our rubbish there, and then we're probably going to pull down this entire corner gate because it absolutely does nothing for us. This deck we didn't understand at all. At first we were like, why would you put a deck out here like it's a stage? But then somebody brought the bright idea that the sun in wintertime is all over there. So this whole deck gets flooded with sunlight until like 9 o'clock at night. So it's actually a really good barbecue space, and you can bring stuff straight out from your kitchen because there's our back door to our laundry. So that's really useful. Eventually we've got to repin this like a vine because it could be really beautiful, and it's really full over this section, but then it's just fallen down. Is a little bit sad there, so that just needs some help. Someone told us that this is a feijoa tree. If you disagree and you think it's something else, then by all means comment about it. But then we've also been told that it needs either a female or a male feijoa tree so that it can cross-pollinate and we can actually get feijoas. So again, I know nothing about feijoas, so if you guys know, please tell me about them, because then we could have feijoas to share with all of our friends. Okay, this is a boring area, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is our back door to our laundry. And there's kind of nothing out here. I don't know what this patch would have been, but maybe a herb garden? I don't know, but there's not a lot of sunlight here, so that would be kind of useless to us. All of these ferns look dead, but I've been told that they're not, and they're just in wintertime mode, so fingers crossed for that. We haven't really looked too far down here because there's that kids' playhouse is literally just through that tiny little gap. So we're not actually sure if that whole area is blocked off. Otherwise the space is kind of redundant. So once we pull down the house, we'll be able to see if we can get through the whole area, and then eventually maybe I'll take away some of these pavers and maybe make a little pathway or make it look a little bit nicer than it currently is. Okay, so we have our little garden helpers, Mom and Alex. Just for a little update, we've started doing some edging around here, which looks amazing because it used to all be just fluffy and disgusting. And then just now, Alex has unearthed, turns out there's an entire brick edge around the whole garden, but it's been buried under like 2 inches of dirt and grass. So we might have like a natural renovation item that we otherwise would have paid for. Okay. Amazing. So day 2. As you can see, we have fully unearthed the little brick line along this front area, and it's looking so good. So there's another budget cut we've made. Woohoo. Today, Alex and my mom are attacking this camellia tree. Say hi, Mom. And hopefully we'll let in a little bit more light and give it a nicer shape. I'm sacrificing having the nice flowers on it next season just so we can get it down to a reasonable size. So hopefully we can get a big chunk off of it using our little stepladder. My mother-in-law is the eagle eye who has realized that these are actually peonies, and there's a big peony bush right behind it. As you can see, we've got little ones preparing to open up. But yeah, we had no idea what these ones were, and she's labeled them for us. Woohoo! Just assessing what to do with this giant camellia. Because ideally, stand back, camellias are supposed to be bare on the bottom and then have a nice canopy at the top. So this one you can't even see the branches at the bottom. So we're gonna tackle that little guy.
So do we both want to take both of them to gut up if we possibly can?
10 minutes later.
I would take this one.
Looks amazing. So Alex and my mom have just left. Just hosed down the side of this brick edging so it looks all neat and tidy. We now have a much cleaner looking native New Zealand palm thing and a much cleaner route to our mailbox. We found that there's a little rose bush hiding behind there, so we think that we're gonna try and train it to climb over the trellis and then eventually replace that. But the pièce de résistance is have a look at this. It's now no longer hidden and our camellias look so much nicer. So this one we've trimmed right back in preparation for eventually taking out this house. And then this one is just, yeah, way pruned back so you can finally see the bottom of it. We've got, Alex has done a bit of edging around there and it's so much more open than it was before. So I am pretty stoked with today's progress.